Hey, Greg. The other night you talked about simplifying structure and things. What did you see tonight? And does that go? What you saw tonight? Did that go into what you wanted to see from the Colorado game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we still tried a little something in the first half. It was a little bit different, but it's still inside of what we have normally done. We had one forward on the field. We had some width ahead of the ball. We tried to keep that width present ahead of the ball a little bit more, just because I feel like we've been so central focused over the stretch of having two forwards. We just keep forcing things down the middle. So keeping the width ahead of the ball was the intent was to try to get the ball going to the sides and not so much up the middle. And I thought we did a better job for the most part today of not losing balls, jamming things through the middle of the field, right in front of our lines, things like that. So yeah, I thought there were some good things. Again, I did think we simplified the game. The ball moved a little bit quicker between guys. There's times, though, especially in the first half, where I think we have some momentum into attack and we tend to turn back and we turn it into a possession when I think there's a potential attack there. So still getting guys committed to making those runs behind the back line. Sometimes you're going to get the ball, sometimes you don't, but you gotta go for it sometimes. And because when we don't, we end up bringing balls backwards, and we end up having to set up tacks and break down 10 guys again. So those are the things I think we just got to keep working towards. But again, I thought in general, it was a good night. Right? Good goals from all three goals. Good goals. Great for Memo to come on. He hasn't seen the field in a few games, and he's been working really hard over this stretch, and he hits one of the hardest balls on the team, and he found himself with two good looks today, and he picked out great spots, and I was really happy for him because he's a guy that's really put in a shift. Early in the season, he was playing out there on the wing and just wasn't, just based off of how we were playing, it was challenging for him, and I think he came on tonight and obviously made a big difference for the group. I think all the guys that came on did well. Yeah, I thought overall it's nice to get a win, because this is one of those games where you go out and you're playing a very young team on the other side, and you have a lot to lose on the day too if you don't come out with a result, because if our guys who are big names on the back of their jerseys and everything else lose to a team that's playing some of their depth in their roster, there's a lot of stress inside of that too, inside of us getting a result. So I thought the guys managed it well and they handled it well, and we did what we're supposed to do, which is win the game. And so sometimes that's easier said than done, and today we did what we needed to do and we won the game.
You get an early chance and you score quickly, something that this team's been looking to do, and score a goal of such quality.
Yeah, it was nice to, again, that's one of the objectives of this group, is to get the first goal. It was nice to get it so early, as you said. I think that frees up the group a little bit as well. And Julian, when the ball popped out, he took a great first touch and he had a good look and good angle and he got a hold of it. Very happy for him. He's obviously, since arriving, he's done a great job, and so for him to get a goal, I know felt good for him. But it also felt good for the team to get on the right side of the game early on and play from a good position.
Was there anything to Jalen being on the left and Caceres on the right?
No, just as we set up to build tacks, it puts Jay a little bit more in the middle sometimes, and Martin on the right. Martin's kind of a hybrid between a outside back in his career and a center back, so it just allows him to be on the edge a little bit more versus Jalen a little bit more in the middle in some of those situations. Yeah.
Greg, you got Gino Beebe, his first start with the group. What did you think of his performance?
I thought he did a nice job. I think, again, he brings something a little bit different to our group. He's quick. He will run behind. He'll go at people. Even a couple times he cut it back where I'd liked him to go ahead and go one-on-one. But he showed some confidence out there, I thought, in getting out of some tight situations. So I thought it was a good start for him. A little bit of some things defensively in terms of his spacing, where he was a little bit narrow and gave up a little bit width, and things were able to get around him or behind him a little bit easily. Some things reactive in defending where he can be a little more aware and proactive that he'll continue to grow at. But I thought he showed confidence. I thought he showed competence out there. And again, he brings a little bit of a different element for us because he likes to stay wide and he likes to use the width as as where he plays from. Where a lot of our guys like to invert and come inside, he likes to stay out wide. So it's nice. As he settles in, he'll get more. I think he'll even get more dynamic. He'll take more risk in some of these actions and really start to work behind the back line a little bit more. But I liked his game tonight. I thought he did a nice job.
You talked about starting big names and getting, basically an A-team lineup out there
Sure.
for you. Do you think that hurts you for Sunday? Was this important enough to sort of balance that or risk that?
Well, if we would have had 2 days between now and the next one, then I would have done something a little bit different as they did, and talking to Brian before the game, he's like, I wish I had an extra day like you. I would have done something a little bit different. But I think whenever you have the full 3-day rest or whatever, 4 days between games, then most guys recover. It's a normal routine. They've recovered and they're ready to go the next one. I think guys would love to do that all year long, because then they wouldn't have to train and they would just play and they would recover and play. But when you get to 3-day, which we have next week, it becomes a little bit trickier. And so for us, it was important that we get some rhythm. It was important for us to use this game as well as an exercise to sort some things out a little bit and to connect a little bit as a group. And obviously, if we could build some momentum from a successful night, we want to be able to use that in the week. And for me, that was far more important than just shifting it up. And I think we'll get the rest and recovery for the weekend that we need.
Hey, Greg. You reverted back to sole striker this game. One, your assessment on Chicharito on the night, and two, do you see this as reverting back to it and playing with two strikers for a couple of games? Do you think the one striker system gives you a bit more freedom?
Yeah, what I said earlier is I think when you have two forwards on the field, you need to be goal dangerous. You need to score more goals and your two forwards sometimes need to, they need to kind of play off of each other, and they need to give you something different in the attack, because you tend to lose a little bit sometimes on the defensive side when you have two forwards. You lose a little bit of sometimes control of the midfield because you lose a number maybe that you would normally have in the midfield you have up in that last line. And because our two forwards are really similar, they're guys who want to be up high and want to be nines. It's a little bit... and that's not really uncomfortable, but it's not their thing to drop into midfield, one of them, and to be sort of that 9.5. They're both nines. They both want to be in the box and they want to score. So I just felt like it didn't serve us enough purpose, even though we were looking at different ways to create more goal danger inside of our group, given the group that we have. I felt it jammed the ball down the middle too much. I felt like we didn't use the widths enough, and I think that was those things didn't work for us as well, both on the defending side and the attacking side. I thought this gave us more balance in the game. Both of our sides were effective, and I thought we were good at using the width better and not forcing the game down the middle so much. And when we did play through the middle, I thought it's because we had opened up the middle by utilizing both of the sides and not just trying to play straight through the middle. So yeah, I thought it suited us. I thought we looked a little bit more comfortable at times, and I thought as the game progressed, then I thought we started to see a little bit of the flair come back out of the group and a little bit of the tension that maybe comes with the results. I thought that kind of came out, and it started to loosen up and play a little bit freer as the game went on. So yeah, those are the reasons. Was there something else in that?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Cheech.
Yeah. Cheech had a busy couple days. He had a trip. He had to go on for an appearance and come back. I wanted to get him 45 to 60 minutes to see where he was at, just to get him in the game, see if we could get on top of the game, and then kind of go from there. So I thought first half, I thought it was he was a couple of times where it looked like things were going to turn dangerous, and he was stripped. Guys got a poke in on it, things like that. Second half, I think he came out and really competed to hold up balls. I thought the second half he really was battling and helping us to get things going forward, and was in some good spots to possibly see some finishes, things like that. So I thought he put in a workman's shift in trying to help the team to hold up the ball, to bring tacks forward, things like that.
Yeah, and my final question, Julian out there with a goal, and Caligari seemed to keep control of things in his half. How important are they going to be in this stretch of games, considering you guys have a lot of games going to be going up against some quality teams as well?
Yeah, I think, look, they're two young players that have been asked to adapt to the league really quickly. They a lot of guys take time to come to MLS or a new league, a new culture, a new place, new way of living, and they take time. And these two guys have kind of hit the ground running. They've done, nice job of filling into those spots. But I think, they don't have to be the sole answer to us. I think, we got some time for Rob back out there again, and we have Kelvin who's ready to go. Unfortunately, with the 18, he wasn't in the group because we dropped to 18 instead of 20. But he's ready to go. He's been training great. So we feel like we have two guys on both of the sides that we can get through this difficult stretch with and be very confident with those guys.
Hey, Greg. Dennis Pope, U.S. Soccer.
Yeah.
You mentioned briefly how the game opened up and it seemed to free up the players a little bit. But what does a victory do to the pressure overall? How does it impact the pressure surrounding the club, do you think?
Yeah, I think just for the guys, like just the emotion of scoring 3 goals, I think that helps, obviously loosens things up. Getting more guys involved in the game and some guys going, it helps those guys to feel like they're a part of it. So I think anytime you win, it helps the emotion. You want to play off of that momentum. The fact that we play at home again on the weekend, I think that's a positive thing as well, that we're not just going off on the road, but we play a home game and then we've got to go two away. But we want to try to build off of the positive night that we had. And as I thought as the game progressed, I thought the guys freed up a little bit. Ricky freed up a little bit. I thought, when Danny came in and Memo and just the group just kind of loosened up a little bit and started to see some creative soccer inside of the structure, which is ultimately where we want to be. We don't want to be rigid inside of the structure. We want to be flowing and creative and all those kinds of things. And I thought we got there as the game progressed, and it looked like some really good attacks once we got loosened up.
Just your thoughts on having Bond back in there?
Yeah, it was nice. Again, just I felt like things were controlled, even in the possessions, just mature decisions. Not to say they were immature before. I just thought he came back in and he gave us some nice mature decisions. He understands when to pause in the game and to slow it down a little bit, and when to kind of speed it up. Recognizes just little things inside of the game that are nice, and I think they bring some calm into the group as well. Communication, just presence behind the line. He's still going to. He needed tonight. Part of the reason he's out there tonight is to just get settled in again and get comfortable. It's been a little while. He's going to need to make sure, in which I think he did tonight, that he's just confident with where his shoulder's at and he can do the things that he wants to do. And I thought he did all those things. I thought his positioning was really good on some of the headers and some of the things that were kind of in front of him and around him. So part of the exercise tonight was also just getting him comfortable back in behind the group and in the goal. I felt like that was a positive outcome.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Well, Jonathan, how did it feel to get back out there and your shoulder? What was the official diagnosis, and how does it feel now?
It was called an AC separation. So without going into loads of details, basically I think it's like clavicle collarbone comes away. I tore a few ligaments in there, and it kind of sounded bad, but then at the same time the healing time wasn't as bad as what the injury sounds, if that makes sense. So they kind of quoted 6 to 8 weeks, and I was kind of towards maybe the latter end of that. And it's kind of been 2 months. And yeah, like Greg mentioned, it's just about getting some confidence back in it now. You're going to take a few sore ones, and it takes kind of a few minutes to come back, and then you realise, oh no, it's okay, and then you can carry on. So yeah, it was very positive to get through the game and feel good. Yeah.
You have full range of motion and everything?
Yes. Yeah, full range of motion, thankfully.
Right or left?
I'm not telling you.
Well, you took a fall.
It was probably quite obvious if anyone watches it back. It's my left.
Okay, yeah, because you took a very early fall on your right early on.
I know, yeah. It was similar to how I injured it actually, but he didn't really catch me, to be honest. No, I got away with it.
So do you feel like you have that confidence, or do you need a little bit more work to get there?
Yeah, I do feel like I have that confidence. I've tested it pretty much in every way in training. Games are always different, so there was some apprehension about going into an actual live game. You just never know, like the speed at which you do things, and it's not a controlled environment, and if you do hurt it, the game carries on, and it's not like in training where you can wait a little bit. So Honestly, to get through this game and actually have 2 saves, one was offside to my left arm, and literally didn't even feel anything. It was completely normal. Just gives me a lot of confidence, to be honest, going forward. So yeah, overall, I was just trying to play myself back into the game a little bit. At the start, it is a long time. I haven't had like a practice game before this one. It has just been 2 months, and I was back in, and I was happy with how it went.
You said the healing time maybe wasn't as long as you thought it was going to be, or at least that the injury sounds like. What was that like mentally for you as you were watching the team struggle, obviously, without you being out there?
Yeah, it's difficult. You kind of you are on the outside a little bit. I'm still in the locker room during game days and stuff, but then at the same time, I don't want to be like overly vocal and step on people's toes. It sounds wrong, but it's I would be a little bit frustrated if I'm in goal and I've got someone just constantly kind of overbearing, and I wanted to. It's difficult to kind of find that balance of being kind of a voice in the changing room without overstepping the mark, and accepting that you are kind of just get your head down, get ready, try and get your shoulder ready, and just try and lead when you can, and give advice when you can, support when you can. It's a difficult thing. It's probably my first injury since I've been here, really. I've had a good run of 2 seasons where I've played, last season I played every minute, and I was very happy with that. So right at the start of this season, I honestly felt really good. I felt I came in with a lot of confidence. Everything was clicking. I felt smooth, and then to be taken out when I was and spend 2 months, I kind of have to refine that mentality that I had before.
As far as you're concerned, if your number gets called for San Jose, you feel confident that you're ready to go here for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think that was definitely a big part of getting through today. Was allowing Greg to know that I'm available for selection, and there were really no issues at all. So obviously it's his decision, but I'm ready now, I think, and just happy that I got through the game, no problem.
Hey, Jonathan, congratulations on the win. You said earlier, you've been in the locker room for some of the games. I mean, what's the feeling now, kind of getting this result, lifting a bit of the pressure off the shoulders, and kind of ending a stretch of losses?
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to do. I knew that before the game. Even if we won the game, I think it's important not to kind of over celebrate. We have to keep concentrating on, we went 2-0 and then it went 2-1. There was plenty of things that we can improve within the game. It's just nice to kind of constructively look at a game where we can improve off the back of a win. There are always things within games that we do really well. It's just small moments have kind of not gone our way, whether that's bad luck or down to us, wherever it is. And I think we've been over-emotional. That's what it's looked like from the side, and our heads drop. And getting the first goal so early today was really, really important. It's really what we needed. And then to go on and score 2 more. I felt like we fully deserve to go through. And this is a competition we want to take seriously. Like we want to. I think is it 5 games? And maybe 6 or so, that could be, winning a competition and getting into the Champions League. So, it wasn't here in my first season, but last season we definitely took it really seriously, and we all know how important it is to perform in every competition for Galaxy.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right, appreciate it. Greg said that you've been working hard and haven't necessarily been seeing the minutes, and he was pleased with the performance tonight. What do you make of your performance tonight?
Yeah, great. I think overall it was a great team performance. I know that the league, the season is very long, and I know that I'll get my opportunity at some point. I've been in the league for a while, so I've kind of been up through this period sometimes in my career. So, I'm just happy to get 2 goals and help the team win and advance. And like I said, just be patient and be ready when your number's called.
Greg said that whenever you came on, and maybe some of the other subs, that he sort of saw the team relax a little bit. And it was evident in sort of the intricate passing there, that 3rd goal. What did you see in that 3rd goal and in the build-up? And do you think that's the type of play this team can really aspire to?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen whenever I think we score the goals, it just made everybody relax a bit. Be themselves, play the way that Ricky on the ball. Everybody did their job today, and I think that was an important thing to see. And Obviously, the third goal, great build-up with Decky and Raw, and I told Raw, let it go. I was right there in a good position, so just following up the play and getting the shot on target. I think that was like the biggest things that I needed to do is get shots on target, and then you never know, the ball can go in or the ball can go out. So it was important for me to hit the target today.
How are you finding yourself within the different structures that are being set up, especially as we're in a little bit of a transition right now? Greg talked to us the other day about wanting to simplify things and kind of figure out what's going to work best as a bunch of things don't work. And as we go back into a single striker situation, how do you find you are in terms of finding your way into that structure?
Yeah, good. I think it's important for me or for the wingers in general, if Chicha's alone, that we have to give him service. We know his quality on the ball, his quality in the 18-yard box. He can finish pretty much anything. It's a matter of us being able to facilitate balls to him and simplifying the game and, finding our width and being ready to help Chicha, like I said, score and put players in good positions to assist or score. And I think that's the most important thing. And like Greg said, if we simplify everything and everybody plays their part, I think we'll do a great job moving into the season this year.
Hey, Memo, congratulations on the 2 goals. You'll be playing in your first Cali Clasico this weekend. What have your teammates that have played in that match told you about it?
Yeah, I think our pretty much our emphasis of this whole week was pretty much take one game at a time. Obviously, I've watched the Cali Clásicos. Obviously, I've been in the league for a while, but they're intense games. They're different atmosphere, obviously different than LAFC games. But it's a derby, and I've been part of them in this league, and I think it's important for us to come out strong Sunday and really take it to them. We're at home. We should not be able to try to lose at home. I think we should be strong. But if we play like today and everybody plays their part, I think we'll do well on Sunday.
Hey, Momo, you scoring 2 goals today. Really looking at you scoring, lots of emotion. I mean, for you, it's been a frustrating season. You've been asked to play out of position at times, out wide, maybe where you're maybe not played as much in your career. Scoring twice today. What does that mean to you, and how much confidence does this bring to you? As we have a big stretch of games for you guys.
Yeah, I think it was super important for me. I think it's been a long time coming. I had struggled last season as well, so I think just getting that monkey off my back, I think those 2 goals, it almost felt like I scored my first goals in my career. Just getting on the score sheet again, and I play that position so much that I should be comfortable and help the team in any way possible. And I think just trying to give Greg the confidence to put me out there, or wherever he needs me, and help the team win. And like I said, it was important for me to get it on the score sheet, and hopefully it's many more to come.
Anyone? All good? Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.